What's up, everybody? What's up? I'm trying to fix this camera here. There we go. And welcome. Yes, guys, what's up? And if you guys heard what I just said before, yes, thank you so much for summoning on the podcast. And today we're going to be talking about we're going to talk about the definition of a business plan, and we're going to go through the checklist. We're going to go through what we can, because we're going to do part 1, part 2, part 3. If we get to a part 2, because we're not going to do like everything in like one video, but let's jump into it. If you're new to this channel, if you're new to this podcast, thank you so much for joining in. I'm your host, The Fresh King, aka Angel Red Sapphire, and you are watching Powerful Movements. So the definition of a business plan, and if you see me looking down at my notes, so the definition is a business plan is a formal written document that outlines the goals of a business, the strategy for achieving those goals, and the detailed plan for the operations, financials, and marketing. It serves as a roadmap for the business, providing direction and attracting investors or lenders by showcasing the potential for success. And I'm going to show you an example here. I'm going to show you an example because I do have my business plan, and I'm going to show you how it looks like. So this is how the business plan looks. It's detailed. See, this is a front page. This is a front page, and it tells you what's in it. It tells you the page about all of what I'm going to be mentioning in here on the podcast on episode. It's all in here. So all of what I've said is all in here. So I'm going to give you some checklists. I'm going to give you some checklists, and if I don't cover certain things, there is a reason, because I will be putting it so you guys should get it for free. For free, to be honest with you. And so here the checklist for a business plan. So the checklist says you gotta make for in the executory summary. Now this is what's in that business plan. In that executive summary, you have to have an overview of the business. You gotta know what is your business about. What is it about? And you in that executive summary, you have to have your mission statement. What's your product or services offering, and your business objectives? What are your objectives for the business? So all of that is also in my business plan as well. And in the next one is you need to know your company description. You have to have your structure, your business structure. For example, a sole proprietorship, partnership, LLC, or corporation. And you in that company description, it has to have your business model. It has to have your industry and market overview, your company's history and background. So those are what is supposed to be in the company's thing. The next thing is your market analysis. In your market analysis, it has to have your target market demographics. So remember your market analysis. In there, it has to have your target market demographics, your market needs and trends, your competitive analysis, and your market size and growth potential. That's what's in the market, and I also have all that in mind. Anything I mentioned, I already have mine, and it's on. I showed you what it is, and I will be discussing that separate in a different video in a different episode. So yeah. The next one is organization and management. In organization and management, it has to have your organizational structure. What is the structure of your organization? What is the structure of your business? What is it about? What you That's what it's asking. And it's asking for your ownership information. It's asking for what's your information as a business owner. And in the organization management, it's asking for your background of the management team. Do you have any experience? Do you have any experience in the management team? What is your background of the management team? Your roles and responsibilities. In the products or services, you have to have your description of products or services. That's very important. And your unique selling proposition, that's the USP. You have to have your product life cycle and research and development. Only that's if available. Only if available, guys. If I get to cover everything, there won't be a part two. In marketing and sales strategy, now, in the marketing and sales strategy, it has to have a marketing plan. It has to have a sales strategy. It also has to have a pricing model and an advertising promotion. This is what your marketing and your sales strategy need in the business plan. It is a part of the business plan. In the funding request, which is very important as well. In the funding request, you have to have the current funding requirements in there. You have to have your future funding requirements over the next 5 years. You have to know in the funding request. You have to make sure the funds, how you know the funds is going to be, how it's going to be used. Is it going to be purchased for equipment and all that kind of stuff? If you're in the podcasting or whatever it is, and if you have any funding requests, if are you requesting $10,000, $50,000, whatever it is, in the financial projections, in there it has you have to have your income statements, your cash flow statements, your balance sheets, your break even analysis. That's what it needs to have. That's exactly what it needs to have, and your financial assumptions. And you also need to include your appendix. You need to have your resumes of key team members. In the appendix, you have to have that. Your resumes of key team members and product pictures or brochures. In the appendix, you also need your additional financial or market data, and in also you need to have your legal documents or patents, which is very important. Now, no, what is included into the business plan is same to what I've said before: executive summary, company description, market analysis, organization and management, products or services, marketing and sales strategy, funding requests, and financial projections, and the appendix. So that's what it is. Now, in order to prepare and write a business plan, guys, you have to do your research. You have to research thoroughly. You got to make sure you have to research thoroughly. You have to make sure that your business name is not being out there. And because you know what I mean, you have to research thoroughly. You have to understand the market. You have to understand your competitors and your industry. And you also need to gather data and statistics to support your analysis. That's what you need in order to prepare and write a business plan. The next thing is you need to define your vision and your objectives. You need to clearly articulate the mission and long term vision of the business. And you need to set specific and measurable goals for the business plan before your for it for your business plan, because you need to know that this is very important. And you also need to outline each section. You got to use the checklist that I mentioned to create an outline. You need an outline on it. And you need to ensure each section is detailed and comprehensive. It has to have enough details for it, because especially for when you're registering your LLC, your corporation, to the state, whatever state you're in. And also you need to write the executive summary last. Guys, you need to summarize key points from each section. You have to make it engaging, guys. You gotta to capture interest quickly. You have to, because it's very important that you do that, because if you don't, because you gotta make sure you know exactly what you know and you also need to be clear and concise. You need to be straightforward. You need to use straightforward language, because because you got to be careful of the tone. the tone that you're putting it in. Make sure you put it in the right tone. And you have to avoid jargon and overly complex sentences. You need to use visuals, including charts, graphs, images to illustrate points. This is You can put this in your presentation. You can ensure visuals that are clear and relevant. You need to review and revise. Always proofread your errors. You got to make sure there are no errors. You got to make sure you proofread it before you submit it, especially to your state, the Secretary of State, because it's very important. Your business plan is the gateway to get to for your business to be looking, you know, bueno, very bueno. You need to revise for clarity and completeness. You need to give feedback from trusted advisors or mentors. You need to you need that. You need that. That's how you review and you revise. The next thing is you need to format professionally. You need to use a consistent font and layout. Always use the right font. You have to use the right font. It has to go. The font has to be the same. It cannot be off. So there's a font and if there's a font in, like for example, the font is 12, and then when you look, the other point of the font is 14. Yeah, you gotta make sure it all the same. You make sure it is 12, or make sure it is 14. Is either 12 or 14 or 16. And then you need to include a table of contents for page numbers. That's very important. And you also need to prepare financial projections. You need to, guys, when you need to be realistic with the numbers, because this is you are you you are actually talking about your business, what your business is about. You're talking about your business plan. Your business plan, that's the key. It's a plan for your business. You see what I did there? You see a plan for your business. So it's very important that you take it actually serious if you are thinking about starting a business. It could be any type of business. It could be construction, podcasting, you name it. Whatever business you want to start, this will help you along the way. And so you have to ensure that all financial data is accurate and justificable. Justifiable. It has to be, because you have to make sure it's accurate, guys. You have to make sure it's the right amount that you're asking about. Make sure it's a correct amount. And also you remember you need to include the appendix. Yes. Now, if you have any additional documents that support your business plan, include it. Include it. If you have additional thing, you got to include it. And you have to ensure that all appendixes are referenced in the main sections always. And here are tips for writing a business plan. I'm gonna give you some tips real quick. I'm gonna give you some tips, and these are the notes that I wrote down. The first step you need to do is tailor to your audience. If you're seeking investors, focus on return on investment and growth potential. I'm going to say it again. If seeking investors, focus on return on investment and growth potential. The second thing you need to do is to highlight your unique value proposition, meaning you need to clarify and differentiate your business from competitors. The third tip is to be honest, guys. Honesty. Excuse me. If you're not honest, it's going to reflect in your business. It's going to reflect in it. So you have to be honest about risk, meaning you need to be honest about it. What type of risk are you willing to take? Meaning you need to address potential risks and how you plan to mitigate them. And the last tip that I'm going to give you is this: show your passion. Show your passion. Convey your enthusiasm and commitment to the business. Because a well prepared business plan is essential for guiding your business towards success. and securing necessary funding. So that is it, everybody. That is all.